Hi, so we're going to do some division, and we're going to use our good old bus stop method to help us to work these out. Now, division can be a little bit tricky as these digits get a little harder, and especially when there are remainders. But if you need to, use a piece of paper or a notebook and write down any notes that you need to do. And don't forget to stop, rewind, pause as you're going through this video if needs be as well. All right, let's go straight into it. So here is my awful looking bus stop. Okay, really bad. Anyway, so we're going to pop the largest number into the bus stop. So the largest number is 340, and we're going to divide 340 by 5. We're going to divide 340 by 5 like so. Okay, so the question is, what is 340 divided by 5? Now, we're just going to work through this step by step. Here we go. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to divide each of these digits by each other. So the question is, how many times does 5 go into each of these digits? Now, so the question is, how many times does 5 go into 3? We know that 5 is larger than 3, so they cannot be divisible. Okay, they are not divisible by each other, so we're going to pop a 0 here. So this 3, we're going to carry this 3 because it's a remainder, and it becomes 3 tens, okay? Not 3 ones, 3 tens. Very, very important. So we've used up our 3 because we've carried it over. Now the question is, what is 5 divided into 34? What is 5 divided into 34? Now there are going to be some remainders, but that's okay. We know that in our 5 times tables, the highest number that we can go up to is 30. Okay, is 30. So we know that 30 divided by 5 is 6. Okay, we know that 5 can go into 34 6 times. 5 can go into 34 6 times. Now we have an issue because there are some remainders, because we only used 30. We only went up to 30. So the remainder is going to be 4. Remember, it's 4 tens, not 4 ones. So we've done this, we've done that one. Our next question is, what is 40 divided by 5? What is 40 divided by 5? 5 goes into 40 8 times. Okay, 5 goes into 40 8 times. So we pop our 8 here, and then we've done that bit as well. So 5 goes into 340 68 times. This 0 we don't need to, because it's a 0 at the start, we don't need to even look at that. It goes into 340 68 times. Okay, and we've simply, all we did is we took each number one by one, and we found out how many times 5 went into that number. Okay, how many times 5 could go into that number. Okay, that's all we did. Now there were some remainders, so the remainders served as tens for the next number. Okay, the remainders served as tens for the next number. All right. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to do another one. Let me just get my pen. This time we are going to, let's go for, sorry, that's an 8. We're going to go for 438 divided by 2. 438 divided by 2, we're going to draw a beautiful bus stop method. We're going to pop 2 on the outside. Remember, the largest number goes into the inside. The largest number is 438. There we go. I'm going to change the colour of my pen. 2 tickles. All right, we can do this. Remember, just one step by one step. Each number, each digit, digit by digit, and we'll be fine. Okay, so the first thing is, how many times does 2 go into 4? How many times does 2 go into 4? Now, we all know our 2 times tables at this stage, we should. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, pop your 2 up there like so. Nice and simple. The next bit, how many times does 2 go into 3? We know that 2 can go into 3 only once, okay? So we pop our 1 up here, but there's a remainder, okay? There's a remainder. How many remainders do we have? 2 goes into 3 once. How many remainders? We only have 1 remainder. Remember, this 1 remainder serves as a tens, okay? It's in the tens column. So how many times does 2 go into what number? 18. How many times does 2 go into 18? 2 goes into 18 9 times, because we know our times tables and we know our division facts. There we go. 438 divided by 2 is 219. 219, okay? We're going to do another one. Remember, we just take it number by number. Don't get too confused because there are a couple numbers. All we need to do is take it one by one and find out how many times the smallest number is divisible by the number inside the bus stop. Okay, so let's get another nice large number for you. Here we go. This time we're going to look at 292, and we're going to try and divide this. We are going to. We're going to divide it by 4. Now, remembering we're going to do our bus stop. Okay, there we go. So which one of these numbers are we going to pop inside our bus stop, please? Which number is going inside our bus stop? Yep, the largest number goes inside our bus stop. So we have 292 inside our bus stop. Which number goes on the outside? Of course, our little old number 4 there. There we go. Let me just change the colour of my pen so we can work this out together. Okay, what's the first thing we do? What's the first thing that we need to do? We need to find out how many times 4 goes into 2. Now, we know that 4 cannot go into 2 because this 2 is smaller than 4. So what do? It serves as a remainder, and we pop it over here. And this number now becomes what number? 29. It becomes 29 because this 2 serves as a tens. It's in the tens column, okay? So the question now is, how many times does 4 go into 29? Okay, now don't forget, we need our times tables here. We know that 4 goes into 29 how many times? 4 goes into 29 7 times. Pop our 7 up here. And there's also a remainder, okay? How many remainders do we have? We have a remainder of 1, okay? We have a remainder of 1 because we know that 4 times 7 is 28, all right? So because we didn't quite get to 29, do you see the difference? 28, 29, there's a remainder of 1, all right? So we move on. We've taken our 1, we've popped it next to the 2. This number is now number 12. How many times does 4 go into 12? How many times does 4 go into 12? 4 goes into 12 3 times, popping our 3 up there like so, okay? So the answer is 292 divided by 4 equals 73. Okay, nice and simple. Remember, just take one number at a time. Take whatever number's here, find out how many times you can divide it. Okay, how many times it goes into these numbers here. That's all. Nice and simple. If there are remainders, the remainder serves as a tens, so the remainder goes into the tens column and it becomes a bigger number, and then you just simply repeat the step. Okay, let's do another one. Here we go, moving on swiftly. Let's get a nice crimson pink, I think. Okay, our number, a nice number for you. There we go. 144. What is 144 divided by 3? What's 144 divided by 3? Let's do our beautiful bus stop. Let's pop our large number inside our bus stop, pop the 3 on the outside, change the colour of my pen, and then let's start. How many times does 3 go into 1? 0. You don't need to put the 0 up here, but you can if you want to, okay? Just to help you out. 0. The 1, because we haven't used the 1, because the answer was 0, we haven't used the 1. So the 1 pops right next to number 4. This number is what? This is now number 14, okay? It's now number 14. How many times does 3 go into 14? How many times does 3 go into 14? We know that 3, you know that 3 times 4 is what? What's 3 times 4? 3 times 4 is 12. So we know that 3 goes into 14 how many times? 4 times. Pop our 4 up here. There is a remainder. Can you see? 12 times 12. What's the difference between 12 and 14? It is 2. So pop our 2 there, okay? So we've done that bit. The next bit. How many times does 3 go into 24? How many times does 3 go into 24? We know our 3 times tables. 3 goes into 24 8 times. Nice and simple. Pop in your 8 up there. The answer is 144 divided by 3 is 48. Remember, you don't need this 0 here, okay? It doesn't stand for anything. It's just a placeholder. So the answer is just simply 48, okay? Now we're going to finish off with one more, and I'm going to allow you to answer this. I'm going to try not to lead you too much, okay? It's a bit tricky when we're on the screen, but I'll try my best. Oh gosh, what just happened? Oh no. Okay. Let's okay. Right, okay, so let's pop another question up here. 868, okay? 868. The question is, what is 868 divided by 4? So the question is, how many times can 4 go into 868? That is what these division questions are asking us, all right? What we're going to do, we're going to draw our good old Mr. Bus Stop. Let's pop him over there. All right, so 864. Oh, no. 868, excuse me. Divided by what? Divided by what? Divided by 4. Fabulous. All right, change the colour of my pen. All right, so this one's nice and simple. In fact, just even visually looking at it, we can see that this is nice and simple because we know that 4 goes into 8 quite nicely. All right, it's equally divisible because 8 appears in the 4 times tables. But let's get straight to it. How many times does 4 go into 8? How many times does 4 go into 8? Fantastic. You should know that 4 goes into 8 2 times. Really, really simple. No remainders. It goes straight in. There we go. We've used up this 8, okay? Next one. How many times does 4 go into 6? How many times does 4 go into 6? Give you a minute. 4 goes into 6 once, okay? And there are some remainders. There are some remainders because it doesn't split equally, okay? 4 goes into 6 once, and there are 2 remainders, okay? So where does that 2 go? Where do we write the 2? Do we write it over here? Do we write it over here? Do we write it over here? Where do we write the number 2? We write the number 2 next to the 8. What number is this now? What number is this? Okay, because not number 8. What number is it now? Okay, it's number 28. Why is it number 28? It's number 28 because this 2 is in the tens column. All right, this 2 is in the tens column now. So it's number 28. All right, this is number 28. What's the next question, or the last question? The last question is, how many times does 4 go into 28? 4 goes into 28 equally, but how many times? 4 goes into 28 7 times. Bob's your uncle. This one was really simple. Fantastic. So 868 divided by 4. What? Okay, so what's our answer? 868 divided by 4. Our answer is here. Our answer is 217. Okay, so that's how we would complete larger division using our bus stop method. Absolutely brilliant. Don't forget, rewind, go back as many times as you need to. Fabulous. Let's pop some eyes on that. Really good. All right, see you on the next one. Well done.